3:30 in the States on the eastern side, and that will make it about getting on for about 10:30 on the west side. West side in the morning. My God, I got a mind like a clock. Anyway, very good evening to you guys. Hope you're well, and welcome to the Cafe Clairvoyance show. My name's Phil Griggs, and this is hopefully you'll find it's a very, very entertaining show. I've got my excellent friend here and colleague Taryn Sambrook coming on in just a moment, and look forward to have a very, very good evening with her. Yes, and let's see what's going on this evening. What things we can discuss with you, what energies we could bring over, and your discussions too, which of course all super, super important. Anyway, just for that, let's start with this. So the big question is, guys, how are you feeling? How are you feeling here? We hope you're well. And Eleni, yes, you couldn't get through the other day. There's something about your phone or something that's going on there, but we got your message today. And look, we've even put you up on the screen. And we're going to leave you there for quite a while. Yes, we're going to leave you there for approximately 1 second. There you go. Goodbye. How's that? Charming, isn't it? Charming. Hi, everyone, says Joe. Hola, says Spanish Paul, and is Sandra coming on as well? Sandra wants to say as well, and we've even got a producer on the show as well here. Fantastic! It's great to see you guys on. So I think we need to say this to you all. Great, you're a great team of guys out there. You are awesome. You are fantastic. You are magic. It's been an absolutely glorious day down in Spain, and I gather it's been quite warm with you guys up there as well, over in good old England. Good old England. I believe it's been quite warm there too. And wherever you guys else are in the world, happy day to you too. Okay, so this is the Moon and the Heart series, and I'll be shortly bringing on my very good friend, Taryn Sambrook, absolutely cracking lady, and she's very, very intuitive Taryn. Yes, so that's nice, isn't it? So intuitive Taryn, it's a nice name, that, isn't it? And so she's going to be discussing everything intuitive, as we do, and I'll be talking about astrology. We're talking about the moon and the heart, so it's very much about emotions, how we're feeling about things, things we've got to let go of, things we've got to be aware of, things we've got to be aware of, the lunar cycles that we're going through at the moment, all this and so much more. Isn't it amazing? Just before we do that though, let's do a little bit of this. So let's get cracking, shall we? Shall we go on over to the sunny side of, I keep getting this wrong, but I think we're in Buckinghamshire rather than Bedfordshire, because she keeps telling me off. Every time I say Bedfordshire, she says, oh, no, not from there. No, sorry. Anyone in Bedfordshire, like I was, no, you guys are great too. Anywhere else in the world you're coming from. Love to see so many of you guys on tonight. So yes, let's get you guys on here. And Katrina says hi. And just going to find out where Taryn is. Taryn, are you there? Yep. Here she is. So I think it's about time we brought her on. Hello. Thank you for answering the doorbell. And here's Taryn. Great to see you. And so I gather it's been quite warm over there. Is that right?
Yes, lovely. I'm in a vest and skirt. I'm loving it.
A vest and a skirt. That's lovely. That's very nice. I mean, yeah, today over here I was doing a video walking around. It's too hot to wear a t-shirt. Far too hot here. So I think what I was going to actually do was to just go around doing a live and putting that on there. I'm just going to quickly do a couple of things here. There we go. Oops, get my text gun right in there, and it will do it in a second. Okay, rightio. So this energy we've got at the moment, do you think people should be feeling super, should we say super great? Are people feeling a little bit, what's going on now? How would you say the energy at the moment? How would you put this across?
Huh?
Yes. So this energy we've got going on at the moment, some people are finding this very difficult
Yeah.
time to struggle to deal with. They're trying to understand it. Later on tonight, we're going to hear from local governments about what they think about what's going on and how they can relate to this. We're hearing that shortly. But in the meantime, though, yes, how are people reacting to the climate that's going on at the moment? How about your end?
I think, honestly, I think obviously with Mars retrograde, it has sort of shifted quite a few people. But I think it's a funny one, isn't it? Because uh, my star sign's not directly affected by Mars retrograde, but obviously if you're with people or you've got people around you who are affected by it, then that obviously can impact on you, which is what I've experienced this week, just
Mm,
gone. Because it's sort of mainly the four signs, isn't it, that are being affected by it, Scorpio and the other three. So it's kind of like it's a funny one because I think some people are feeling emotional and they're feeling the energy, and then some people are kind of just going, well, this is what I want to do. This is what I'm doing. Boom.
yeah.
But I think now with the waning, we are also in the waning crescent moon at the moment. And I think of clients I've spoken to the last couple of days, and I'm certainly feeling it today, is I just want to relax, stop, pause, and just rest a little bit, which is funny because that is exactly what this phase of the moon is about. So I think it's quite interesting when you think about that, because it kind of builds in. So it's interesting.
Yes, I think it's a big thing there, isn't it? So
Yeah.
we got this Mars cycle here, and what we could do the retrogrades. We have what they call the bookends, and the bookends is the starting point of a retrograde. So just it's about to turn around, and the apparent moving going backwards, then it goes all the way backwards. Then the other bookend where it turns around and goes the other way. And every time we get a bookend, and we talk about astrology, we talk about Mars. Those points there are sometimes the most intense because it's like, oh God, we're
Yes.
going through changes. It's almost like everything is stopping, everything's slowing down. Now we go backwards. And then when it starts to go back through its retrograde, it all starts to come down. And then we go through a cycle again. Oh my goodness, everything's going forwards again. And then we pick up and we go forwards here. How this is an interesting one though, isn't it? Because it's right at the end of Aries, right at the end of Aries, it's about 28, 29 degrees of Aries. But right at the end of Capricorn, which is making these squares, these angles,
Oh,
these
sharp. Yeah, I called them, I think in my post, what did I put? I put friction.
yes,
Squares cause friction.
yes.
The corners. That's how I was trying to describe it. It was like, oh.
I think yes, and often when we get a square in a chart, and it's interesting we get a square in a chart because often they're energies that really we can't do much about. Sorry, we can, but they are there. But one thing a square will do is it will provoke a reaction because you've got friction. Otherwise, you'll just sit there and do nothing.
Yeah.
Do nothing. I mean, of all the changes that we make in our lives, they're normally underdone by a square or an opposition or a conjunction. But squares create the most dynamic energies that get us to do things, and depending what sign they're in. Now, it's interesting because they're in cardinals. Cardinals, aren't they? Because they're in
Yeah. We were talking
Aries.
about this, weren't
And
we, with the other
yes,
night. Other
yes.
day.
Yes, we talked about this the other night when we're out in Paris and just walking down the Champs Elysees, just chatting about squares and I wish the things you talk about walking down the streets in Paris. Anyway, no, we weren't there. Anyway, but it's interesting, though, isn't it? Because you've got those energies there, those intensities in a cardinal. And cardinal signs on all the energies that get things going. They're the ones that want to motivate, change, get something dynamic to start moving ahead. And then all of a sudden, it's halt. It's not halt as such. It's ah. And I think one of the special things we've got to look at the moment is what people to look for. Is it what is it that we want? What is it that? Where do we want to
I
be?
think very apt. Yeah. I think, and it's funny, isn't it? Because I think it is that phase and it lines with, like I said, the waning gibbous at the moment, because that is about tweak, refine, adjust. So it's asking you, what I would say to people if you've got anything negative or toxic around you this week, it's really a time to not have a discussion about it until after the new moon hits on Thursday, but just for these few days, just really see what you think needs tweaking and adjusting, and what you actually want to stop, finish, clear from your life.
Yes.
And then with the new moon, it's a super new moon as well. It's the first of 3 in a line, isn't it? It's the trio.
Yes. Yes.
So the line of super new moons into a solar eclipse. So that's quite good. And they're saying obviously that there's a pattern there, and that it will sort of open on eclipse day. So it's going to indicate like a real shift, a real sort of change of a new pattern, a new beginning. And I think that's quite apt with what's happening now. With what you've just said, we're then going to go into that phase. So it's all a lessons. And I mean, me personally, that is definitely apt with everything going on with me. So it's interesting.
I think 2020 has been one of the most extraordinary years, I think, in history we've ever come across. I mean, we had that Saturn-Pluto conjunction. We've had this change from turning from corporate, competitive, masculine energy into this more collaborative, understanding, feminine energy.
Yes.
And then we got this Mars, which just says, but the story isn't finished yet, because
it's really not.
No, Mars is saying here, this is astrologically, Mars is saying we need to get things, although a lot of change has taken place, change isn't going to take place in 5 minutes. It's going to do something over a pattern of time. And Mars is just going to say, right, you're going to slow down. You're going to start feeling, thinking, and intuitively getting ready for the next dimension we're going into. So it comes to the end of this year, and spiritual people around the world, we're all talking about going into this 5th dimension. It comes up through November, and that's interesting. And it starts, as you said there, on a solar eclipse.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. It's just that I can never pronounce this word, but I was learning it when I was doing with the learning with the astrology. It's called the paradigm, isn't it? I can never pronounce that, and it's basically the pattern.
Paradigm.
That's it. Always pronounce.
Yes. I like paradigm though. That sounds great. We can use paradigm on this show. Okay, we're going to continue. That's great.
Paradigm. Yeah, I can.
We're talking about the paradigm. That's a good one.
Every day, So I thought I was saying it wrong, and that's why I thought I'm just going to say that I think it's wrong. It's an interesting one, isn't it? It's the shifting, and I thought it is. I think it's one of just being open to the lessons coming, and learning that what's for you won't go by you. That's certainly something I'm telling people, and it's something that I'm going by in my own life. I'm kind of going, you know what? You can't control certain things in your life, so just be open to the lessons that are coming your way, and see it as a positive.
Okay, I think it's very true too. I think this is I think that this is a big energy that we're coming into now, and I think that this paradigm we're coming into, and this dimension we're coming into, is going to take us to a different way of thinking, being. I mean, for some people there, we're talking about, okay, is this the start of New World Order? But I'm not going to get into that. That sounds far too political.
Let's not go there.
Yes,
a whole nother
I
topic.
Actually asked the...
That's another, hour.
Yes, no. Yes, okay. And I actually went to ask local politicians about what they thought of this paradigm shift change, how they're managing everything, and this is what they had to say, and I was quite amazed. I think they knew what they're doing. I think they know what they're up to. And Yes, so that's from the politicians. They know exactly what's going on, as you can hear there. Yes. Oh, well. Anyway, so we try to get it right here. We try to get all the right information for you, get all this energy across, and let's get it. So this is a show which is going to help you understand moon and heart. Moon and heart's here and where we're going. So, yes. Let's have a look here. So we're going. I truly believe what is meant for you won't go by. We spend so much time thinking what if. We need to just trust, as hard as that may be sometimes. Yes, Jay, I think that's a very poignant comment there.
And it's one that I talk to my clients about. It's so important to learn to, but that's all like with the stuff I say about sort of the self-care, the self-love, the healing, looking at yourself. And I think when you start to really value yourself, instead of allowing someone else to value you, does that make sense? Because that's when the problem, isn't it? It's almost like, well, what am I worth? Oh, well, if that's not working out, well, what's wrong with me? No, there's nothing wrong with you. Value yourself. The right people are in your life, and the wrong people aren't. You know.
Do you know what I felt? Do you know what I felt? I had this experience with Deborah, the producer, on over the weekend here, that the valuing of yourself and what your self-worth is where you put yourself. It's where you put yourself in line with your life, is to value it. And I think here, if you're in your heart, we should know, which we're going through, it is really still an awakening going on. You're shaking your head there like you're...
all my regular ladies, that are in my lunar living, and they do my meditation classes, and they see me every now and then for coaching. They'll all tell you that is exactly what I say. It's about loving you. It's about making sure your life is happy for you, not living it for someone else. That's really important.
Yes, and sometimes because sometimes that was the old way. Sometimes in section living, it says, "Well, I just make sure everybody else is all right before I look after me," because people felt guilty about looking after themselves.
And I'm a Piscean. We're classic for that. We are classic for that.
Yes.
Not anymore. But
not anymore. No.
Long time. It took a long time.
And you're very lucky, you Pisceans, and any Pisceans out there or water signs at the moment, with Neptune in Pisces, is the intuition to feel this energy and feel and experience the change coming in. Yeah, I think that really is where it's going and where it's changing. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true.
Yes, yeah. So it's good to see here. Now, yes, Helen Graham says, "I'm a Pisces, always me last." Now, if you've got Pisces strong in your chart, and I would understand this totally because I'm Pisces rising, you would probably understand this, that you always tend to put Libra wants to do the same thing. Libra wants to make sure, is everyone else happy? Is everyone else happy? I'll come along and do it. But the thing with Libra is everyone else is happy providing they're doing what the Libra wants them to do.
Yeah.
Yes, that's always interesting. So, no offense to Librans, no offense. Yes, okay. So this is an evening that we're talking about the moon and the heart. We're talking about feelings about ourselves, and also what change this can bring. I mean, for some people, the people who are experiencing the most change at the moment, believe it or not, so I'm talking and just hearing from the grapevine, are guys, men.
Oh, yeah.
Men are adapting to change quite well. Women are not. I'm the same, but I'm a Gemini, says Helen, but there may be a Pisces bit there for you to do this, a caring side there, or a very strong element of water. Yes. We're all going now. Here we go. Like, oh yes, first now, Pisces speaking. And we also get, I'm a Scorpio and start to do more for myself and loving it. Fantastic, Joe. That's what we want to hear. It's doing things for yourselves. And the big question here is, I think all people need to ask of, because this is the journey at the start of this to go into the next dimension. What is it that's going to make you happy, and where do you want to be? Now, how is it you'll get there? And not to worry about the old shift of energies. I want a job that's going to give me 80 grand a year. I want a fast car. I want those things. That's going. That energy is going. about making yourself feel good and happy. And the interesting thing is when we get into that feminine energy, that rises above the statusship that we used to be in when we're in the masculine energy.
Well, a lot of my clients, I mean, I have a few who just use me for their work decisions as well, you know, and we'll book on and we'll do things. But I am a firm believer. I say to people, whether it's work, personal, it's about feeling, you know, how does your body feel? And if you feel excited, you feel passion, you feel happy, you know, when it comes to work, that's how you should feel. You know, there should be a passion there. And I mean, I'm lucky because I've got that and that's what I do. But I think if you feel that and you're lucky enough to give yourself that chance to not think with your head and think with your heart, doors just open, you know.
I think you're spot on there, absolutely spot on. Eleni says, I try to do something for myself but feel guilty. So our question here is, one of our questions to you there, Eleni, is what do you feel guilty about? What is it you feel guilty about? And it'd be lovely to hear your answer. What is it you feel guilty about? Because then after you come back with that answer, I'll have another question for you.
She's got a lack of self-worth as Eleni, hasn't she? I can feel that.
Maybe a little bit. Maybe.
She really needs to show herself some compassion and some kindness. She needs to speak and think nicely of herself, is what I would say to Eleni.
Okay, I think that's a nice thing. Eleni, would you like to feel that you can speak nicely about yourself rather than putting yourself in a difficult position, whether feeling that your self-worth is low? But your question here is what is it you feel guilty about? That's what I'd like you to hear. To say. That'd be interesting there. Anybody else got any questions there that they would like to share in the show? As we go through Moon and the Heart, we're going through this phase here where energy that we'd normally have to motivate us to go forward to change is not there. Mars has taken this away by saying, I'm going for a little kip for a few months and I'm going back into my cave and it's just going to tick over. Now, the interesting thing is we could say here, we think, oh, great, that means there's no progress. That's where you go wrong. Because often when we have a retrograde, it's about people from the past come back into your life to bring opportunities. That's the thing to look for. Yes.
Yeah, and actually you're spot on that, because I was saying to someone it's a time not to, I was saying this actually, I don't think Katrina or mine, Katrina's on here. There was one thing I was saying is it's a very good time that if an opportunity arises for you in the next weeks, is to be open to it.
Yes.
In the coming year as well. I think if something comes up for you, you know, pay attention and be aware of it.
Yes, and absolutely. Laura comes in here. She says, found this when learning Reiki. I found it hard to spend time on meditating, but it's been great for self-care. Yes, absolutely. I think here. Oh, beautiful, Laura. That's fantastic. In fact, let's give you a little bit of a hoot. There, I think we need to give you a hoot. Now, Eleni, yes, Eleni, you're not answering the question. Because I always put others first. So when I put myself first, that's when I feel guilty. My question to you is, what do you feel guilty of? What's the guilt of?
Because I put others first.
Yes.
So when I put myself first, that's when I feel guilty. See, self-worth. I told you, I knew it was linked.
The question I have for you here, though, Eleni, still to prod you a little bit, what is it you feel guilty of? What do you think's going to happen? That's the question I've got for you. And we've got other people writing in. We've got Nicola Venning. I've been feeling quite positive. I began to feel positive, and I feel that I have a direction once. Fantastic. Hey, magic. Nicola, that's fantastic here. I began to feel positive and feel that I have a direction for once. Now, that's often something very positive that happens to you here, because when we have and we find something positive, great, we're doing it. That's when you feel great about doing something, magic. So I think, Nicola, fantastic news. Well done. Yes. Good. So, is this something, Nicola, that you've actually felt yourself, that you searched for to find? That's an interesting thing there. Yes. I've got everybody writing in now. This is magic. You're all writing in and sharing part of the show here is great. It's taken me nearly 40 years to work this out, to care for yourself and can care for others much better. Now, that's interesting when you care for yourself, because I agree with you. You can care things a lot better here. Okay.
But I also say, be your best for other people. You have to put yourself first, because your self-care is vital for you to be aligned. Then you can be better for other people around you.
Okay, this is, I think, very good answer there. Absolutely, I think it's self-worth there. Yasmin writes in. This is interesting. This is brilliant. Right, Yasmin says here, I feel selfish and not thinking about others when I put myself first. Okay, what is it you feel selfish about? Okay, although you say about putting others first, what reaction do you think people are going to have? What reaction, Jasmine, do you think people are going to have? That's what I'd like to ask you.
Yeah, it feels like Yasmin might be a bit of a, she takes on a lot of other people's emotions and problems. That's what I feel. I feel like a weight. I see that and I feel that. So I think perhaps, people will push you, and, people that drain and like to suck your energy will do that to you. It's learning to balance that out a bit and stand back a bit and actually look after yourself.
Yes. And Eleni, the question to you here is, I'd love you to answer the question. There's a question here. Yes, you're right, self-worth. Self-worth is okay, but what is it you think people are going to do with this guilt? What is it do you think they're going to do? That's what I'd like to hear back from you. What is it do you think they're going to do if you put yourself first? That'd be interesting to see what your answer is. And also here, I think, so Mars at this particular time, the energy, and this was, I was reading some astrological stuff at the start of the year and I thought, this is brilliant. And what I felt this was, and actually looking at this now and going, yes, it's spot on. Mars is going back over and hitting those squares. Bang, bang, bang. Pluto says, yes, you move forwards, but you've forgotten this. You've got to deal with this. Oh, great, another problem. And then it goes back and touches Jupiter. And it looks like, oh my God, my problem's just got bigger because it's hit Jupiter. However, all Mars is saying here is, I think it's amazing here is what is it that's going on here? Because all Mars is saying here is get your life organized. It wants you to reorganize your life. Whilst it's in this backward mode, it's going to go over these planets and ask you to reorganize your life before you come in.
Yeah, this waning time is to tweak, adjust, think, rest. Really listen to your body this week also. I've been saying to clients, if you feel resistance towards anything or invites anything, there's times to be open and say yes, and there are also times to reflect and slow down and say no. And this is definitely a time to listen to your body. If you feel resistance on something, an invite or a meeting with someone that you feels, it's going to go a bit, listen to your body, just hold back till the new moon is what I've been saying to people, because it is a time to just say no. If you feel you want to say no, it's a time to say no until we're into the new moon.
I totally agree with you. This new moon is going to be the one that's going to help you to see a little bit of light, I believe. See, it's all a bit of light here.
I think I'll be seeing the light.
Okay. let's hope. Now, I'll throw this question at you here to see how you like to answer this here. Yasmin Gary, she says, I like to feel the other person would feel like I'd care. I feel like the other person would feel like I care less about them. She said earlier, just to bring it up here, very interesting here, just to bring this up. I feel selfish and not thinking about others when I put myself first. So I asked her the question here is, what do you think it is that's going to happen? And she says, I feel that the other person feel like I care less about them.
What star sign is Yasmin? Do we know?
Okay, so Yasmin, what's your star sign, please? That'd be interesting to know.
It's to do with her confidence, though, as well with Yasmin, though. I think I really feel that.
Okay.
And I think part of her confidence is low, so it makes
Cancer.
her feel good to
Cancer.
help others, which I can relate to.
Yeah, she just come through with cancer.
I'd love to hear that, if that's right, if she feels that's right. But
Interesting with cancer, because cancer is very much affected by the cardinals at the moment and very much fearless. Now, here's my question. Here's my question to you, Yasmin, and maybe you would answer this. Okay, and this is a little bit directed to Eleni as well. I think it's very true about having that self-worth about yourself, that feeling of self-love and things like that, and those energies there. Yasmin wrote earlier, she said, I'd like to feel the other person would feel like I care less about them. Have they ever said to you that they would think you care less about them? Have they ever said that to you? Because I bet they haven't.
spot on.
I bet they haven't. So in other words here, I get the feeling here that, yes, I I love Helen here. I love having Helen. Helen, would love to get Helen back on. And it says, if that's the case, Sodom, Eleni. And everybody's going, yay, I agree with that, Helen. Yeah, brilliant. Brilliant. Thank you, Helen. Now, the interesting thing here is that I would say with energy like this is, okay, Eleni just says no, but I don't know what she's saying no to. What she's saying no to here. But just coming back to Yasmin, she's a Cancer. And one of the things that Cancer have a feeling of here is they're always trying to make other people happy because where the emotion comes from, because it's the opposite. The opposite. It's the fear of loss, the fear of hate, and the fear of being rejected. It's those fears. It comes from...
Which links what I was saying about her own confidence and yeah.
Absolutely. And you can just turn this around. So Yasmin, would you understand what I said to you? That probably no one has ever said to you, because you do things for yourself sometimes, that they think less of you. They'll probably think higher of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So hopefully, guys, we're giving you a little bit of this. And may even be a little bit of this. Yes, to cheer you guys up, throw you on towards the end of the week when we have this lovely new moon. Yes, I appreciate that, she says. Oh, that's lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. And other people are coming on as well. Val's coming on. Hello, good evening to you. And so this energy we go through Thursday. Let's look at this new moon coming up on Thursday. What is it that's we know it's in Virgo? We know is right at the end of Virgo. And what's your feeling here? It's going to do?
I just think it's going to be a start of a shift into the new pattern, and I think there's going to be a lot of clean slates and potential. It's about you really perhaps having some real life lessons, I think, as well. Really thinking, oh, I thought I wanted that. I thought I was really upset about that. But actually, oh, hang on a minute. I think that's going to be very much the case for a lot of people. I think it's going to be a real shift, a real change.
Yeah.
I think that it's about sort of almost regrouping after this waning crescent and the Mars. And as you go into the Virgo new moon, it is very much looking at clean slates, reevaluating and going, oh, okay, interesting.
So what
I think people are going to have, they're just going to have that moment, you know.
A moment. We love having moments, don't we?
Ching.
A light bulb moment. And so I would say as well, so what you're saying is they come around Thursday, got this new moon, it's right at the end of Virgo, it's going to make beautiful aspects here as it goes over towards Saturn. Saturn's going to be in the mix here, it's going to make a very harmonious aspect there. It's also Pluto is tied in as well, which is harmony, bringing out a lot of harmony here and transformation change. And I totally agree with you. I think here that what we used to evaluate as being important in the past
is going to be different.
It's going to be different.
So
it's brilliant.
I've already been thinking that the last 24 hours. It's quite strange, but I think it's also about a recommitment as well, because the new moon in Virgo also represents sort of recommitment to sort of a routine, like a healthy morning and evening routine.
Yeah.
That's really going to hit home for a lot of people, sort of reevaluating their routines and what they want to make their life just flow better. I think a lot of people will be thinking about that with this new moon as well.
And this is all about that energy, about what it is that you want and really seeing it, being honest with yourself. Virgo is a very honest sign of justice. We see the courts with the symbols of Virgo. And even throughout life, the amount of things that come out from astrology that sits into normal life we don't even look at. But when we point it out, we go, oh my God, I didn't realize that.
Yeah. And it's showing that sort of recommitment to yourself. I think it's about paying attention to detail and just seeing things. And I think the new moon Virgo is about all of that. You know, it's that sort of vibe, you know, if you want to call it a vibe.
Yeah. Yes, yeah, vibe thing is a good thing. It's a mutable sign, so it's going to be able to, you can be able to adapt to things, be able to see, look at things openly, and it's not too fixed. If it was a Leo sign, it would be like, boom, this is how it is, and this is where we're going, and bang, let's break through walls. This is actually like, okay, all right, let's flow with this, let's change with this here. And I'm a Virgo, always told I'm very blunt, so that's true. Okay, good. Well,
also, it's a time when I was saying about healthy routine and things like that. It's a time perhaps that it's a really good time to look at alternative therapies coming into the new moon in Virgo, and it's a really good time to sort of look at that and look at if you have had poor health. New moon in Virgo is almost saying, right, there's going to be a shift. You're going to be on the up, so it's going to give you that intuition to kind of go, right, I need to get a healthy routine in place. I need to morning routine, evening, and I think that's good. That energy is going to be there for people.
Very true, because as well, when you look over to Capricorn, you got Saturn there. Saturn's about longevity and look at things practically. Look at things which are going to go long term, and often when we have a new moon and Saturn's involved, Saturn is about time. So it's about this energy will go on for a long time. So when we're working and healing on ourselves and take ourselves into, as you mentioned, it's going on for a long time. Fantastic.
Yeah, and also if you are healing, to get yourself in a healthy routine in your days and commit yourself with that self-love and self-care, it will help you deal with anything that's changed. Even if you didn't want it to change, it will just help you. So commit that to yourself will be really positive.
Brilliant. It's also the solar 9th house of the zodiac, so that's a lot to do with solar 6th house of the zodiac. So there's also got a lot to do with maybe some work things you want to change. Maybe there's some issues there you want to go and have a look at. Maybe the way you work.
Yeah, massively. Yeah, it's the pattern. It's the shifting.
Yes, brilliant. Excellent. So,
and relationships as well.
Here we go. Relationships. Okay, so Virgo is about not being needy, but about getting it right, isn't it?
Yeah, but the problem you've got at the moment is with the Mars, and with this now going into Wain, is a lot of zodiac signs have kind of not thought rationally. And I mean, I know I was having this conversation with you the other day, and people are kind of, with this energy, they've kind of gone, and they should have just paused a little bit and really thought through, and they haven't. So it is about that as well.
Very much so. I think it's a big. I think this is a big transformation coming through. And guys out there, we're talking. My name is Phil. This is Taryn. This is the Tuesday Spiritual Show. It's I think it's about the 15th of. I think it's about the 15th. Yes, 15th September, and we're all just gone about 2/3 of the way through the show. And this show is all about the moon and the heart, working with emotions, working with the moon, what that's doing. We've got a new moon on Thursday. Also here, the heart, talk about this, but what we want emotionally, where we want to be in our placement in life coming up, so the next few months or so. And what it is that's going to take us into this new dimension, the 5th dimension, which comes up at the, although people are saying here it takes ages to get into, it probably does, but it's already starting. But its main point here is probably around about November, when we have the eclipses, Mars goes direct, all the planets start shifting forwards, and that's going to be quite an interesting time. So guys, if you guys have got any questions, you guys got any questions you want to ask us, like for instance, you want a little mini reading about something, now's the time to start doing this. We're going to chat away for the next few minutes. And just before, yeah.
Yeah, with that, I'll do a full card pull. I'll obviously you'll pick up what you pick up, but I'll do the full card pull for the waning moon that we're in. So yeah.
Lovely. In the meantime, guys, I'm just going to do this. This is coming on tomorrow. Tomorrow at 11 o'clock Spain time, 10 o'clock UK. I'm joined by the wonderful Guillermo doing the spiritual astrology show, and we'll be looking very much about the planetary influences with the professional astrologer and psychologist Guillermo. So, guys, yes, Christine White says she would love one. We need a question. We need a question from you, and we need a colour. If we could have that, please. I definitely work with the colours, and is okay, right? Yes. And Joanna says, Joe, as you call it, Joe. She says, great show. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you very much indeed. And this is to you guys. So whilst you guys there are getting ready, typing away, we're going to get the drum roll ready for you guys, because we start to come into those live readings and you can just feel the energy pick up and change.
Can I also have the star sign, because I like to go into the star sign as well. So yeah.
Okay, guys, if you would like to do your star sign as well, so there you go. There you go here. So we want one colour, one question. Let's do your star sign as well, because that's what Taryn would like this here. So we'll get this ready, and away we go. I was going to put on this so I can see what on earth I'm doing here. And right, yes, there we go. Brilliant. So we'll see what's going to start coming up here, and let's get this going. Brilliant. Let's do this. Here we go. Here we go. Here go your readings. Okay, right. Adriana, that's very nice you put down Aquarius, but what's your question and what's your colour?
Yeah.
Is this a quiz? Have we got to guess this? Adriana, lovely to see you. Come all the way from America there, and good morning to you. So I think we better give this to you, because it's early in the morning for you. Yes, that wake you up, wouldn't it? There we go. Good, brilliant. Okay, star sign, one colour, one question, please. Simply good. Okay, right. The first person to come up with this, with all the questions here, says, okay, green Virgo, anything exciting coming my way? Okay, let's have a look here. Adriana, I haven't seen your question there. It must be somewhere else. Just seen it earlier on. Sorry, just seen it earlier on. So Adriana, we'll come back to you in a minute. In the meantime, Kelly Bedford Taylor, let's have a little look at you. Green Virgo, anything exciting come our way? So as I'm going to do the mediumship here, just pick up here what I can a little bit. And the green colour here, and they're coming your way, it's interesting here, because I say here, the lights around you that I'm picking up, if I pick up energy around you, where things are going to start going, may not be directly this month. It's going to be more about next month as we come into the sign, actually coming into the sign of Libra. Libra here, that's what I was going to feel is going to be good. Libra is going to be better, because I see whatever exciting here is about 3 opportunities that are going to start coming your way. And also here, I've got a lovely lady here who's just jumped into the reading here. And she wants to say, she gives me water. So there's going to be something about water around you, where you're traveling over water, or she's really excited. She's jumping away. She's very, very happy. And this lady had glasses. She had quite thick glasses, but they kept falling off. And she says here that they kept breaking. So if you'd understand this, Kelly, this lady had glasses. They're brown in colour as well. She'll show me quite close brown. And she wants to show me here, she says that very happy for you. She wants to say as well, would you understand here, would you understand children, please? Would you understand, yes, around that particular time, 2 or 3 children, please? Actually, could be more direct about this. I'll wait until she gives me this energy. But I just got that. Yes, she understands, she says. Understand. But I pick up opportunities around you in Libra, or coming into October itself. I'm just going to go, way. Brilliant. Travel, family, seeing people, and also here, what I get for you, you're asking here about exciting ties here, but I pick up here for you that is going to be more than exciting for you, because she's telling me here you'll be making ties with very close people around you that give you a green light to something very happy emotionally, whatever this is coming up for you, which I think will be amazing. Amazing. Yes. Amazing. So just keep going. Love looks good. Love looks good. Yes. Taryn, what would you like to say?
Yeah, so it's funny because as you were saying that, I was pulling out the cards. There may have been recently a bit of energy where she's got the full moon in Aries. There may have been a bit of a fiery climax, or there may be one that just approaches, but it's really not going to be anything big. It's more going to be a bit of a shift, a sort of train of thought pattern for her. But you've got the North Node here. And with what Phil was saying, I think this might be linked to this. I get that feeling because it's about you stepping out of your comfort zone. When you're saying, is there anything exciting? We've got to shift, we've got to evolve, we've got to change for things to change. So what I want to say to you is it's really important for you to push yourself out of your comfort zone. I feel that quite strongly. And also, if there is something about loved ones, because Phil mentioned about children, and I've got the new moon in Cancer card, and this is actually meant as a sign to say to you, you and your loved ones are safe. So if there's been any worry or any anxiety around that, I'm not sure, or just maybe overthinking, it's almost like it's giving you some love. It's saying your loved ones are safe. So I don't know if that's sort of linked. I've also got here the full moon in Taurus. So your dreams need to have a practical plan. Okay, so if there's a goal or something where you're asking something exciting, the full moon in Taurus is all about being practical. And that with the North Node is saying you've got to step out of your comfort zone, but be practical about it. And the thing is, with the super new moon, it is actually quite an exciting time for new adventures and projects.
Brilliant. Whilst you're talking, I've got a very old gentleman here, very proud man, granddad coming through for you. I was trying to get a name from him. I got a letter, I believe I got a letter D, like Den or David. He was coming through here, and totally, I just pick up, Taryn, you're on the ball where it says here, keeping things very practical, but you're going to have support around you in this period of change you're coming through. And people are going to say, do this. What have you got to lose? What have you got to... because what you're changing here in your life here around that particular time is you'll be a very happy woman. In a sense here, Kelly, without being rude to you, I see you growing in wisdom, growing in life. So I think you'll be super, 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 super happy. Right. Okay. How's that?
Sorry, before you go, she also got the waning moon popped out.
Okay. The waning moon popped out. Yes.
And that's very much about perhaps ask yourself what you need to release to move forward so that you can step out of your comfort zone, I want to say.
That's an interesting question, I think, to everybody, really, isn't it? What is it you need to release in order for you to go forwards?
Yes.
Well, it's your relationship. Where you go into a relationship. Is it fear you've got to release from the past?
Yes.
Yes, for example. You're not going to move forwards, for example. Yes.
Yeah.
Right, let's come back to, because I saw her just here, just so I can put my glass back on. It's because she came through a little bit earlier. Start with it. Ariana says, I'm just looking for she just said Aquarius, just quickly picking up the question here. There it is. Right. I feel frustrated with love. Should I give up on romance at the moment and focus on other things in my life? Colour purple, and she's an Aquarian. Okay, Ariana, the first thing I pick up here with you here is, would you understand that sometimes you think that you need to change the type of people you relate to romantically? Would you understand here that sometimes you go for people who seem wild and wacky and extreme in times here, but they're unstable and they don't turn out to be who you think they are? This is interesting, what I'm really picking up here. I also feel here that I feel at times here that the way you're being spoken to or treated about doesn't make you feel like you're favoured or makes you feel important. And I really feel this energy here is important now. And this comes from a very psychic channel. But as I'm talking here, I also pick up a lady here who passed away in her sleep. A lovely, lovely lady passed away in her sleep, but she wasn't super connected with you because she's just given me the signs here. But she's just passing a message of love to you. And she says here, now it's interesting. So as we said earlier, is there something you got to release? So is this fear of being loved? A fear of being loved. Would we need to understand, release the fear in order to welcome in love with someone who really wants to love us? And let's go down the line. Yeah, yes, she says, yes. She says, exactly, yes. Okay, go for it. What would you like to say, Taryn?
So the first thing I'll pick up with Ariana is there's healing. There's healing from your past. There's someone who to do with love, and I think you haven't actually healed from it. And I think you carry a lot of insecurities forward. And the problem with that is it almost attracts what you're thinking. And I always say this to people, you know, you've got to put out there what you really want. But if you're always feeling insecure and doubting relationships, that's what you're going to get. You know, you've really got to really think about how you're looking at things, because you've got the full moon in Leo card here. And I think sometimes perhaps pride gets in your way a little bit because you get frustrated and because you do feel insecure, and people don't expect you to be insecure. I hope that makes sense,
Yes.
Mariana.
Yes, it's a good thing to point out.
Bold and strong, but you're not. You've got healing because you've got the balsamic moon. There's a bit of healing to do there. What I want to say to you is, it's about looking at the bigger picture, because you've got the full moon in Sagittarius. And you've also got to make adjustments. And those adjustments have got to be around yourself first, okay? It's not about giving up on love. It's about loving yourself first. Because you've got the new moon in Aquarius card. You've got the third quarter moon. It's about reevaluating, adjusting, really starting to appreciate yourself, value yourself. Really think about what makes you happy instead of trying to be something for someone else. That will then look at the bigger picture and will attract the right love, because then that brings love into the situation with the new moon in Aquarius card.
Okay, lovely. I think so too. Christina White says, Red, and do you have anything for me, please? Thanks so much. And she's a Gemini. Okay, that's interesting here, because as long as we keep you chatting for the next hour or so, you'll feel like we're so understanding. Because don't you love to chat? Don't you love to chat? Now, interesting. Oh, I've got a gentleman here straight away. Has come by the side of me, and this gentleman here passed away with this chest infection, big chest problem. In fact, his heart, but all of his chest. In fact, he doesn't really want to talk about his health very much at all. He was remembered who was here, but he says he's always going through his mind here. He says at times here, Christine, he just wants to let me. He didn't get it right, but he does want to tell you that he loves you. And also what I'd like to say to you here is now here's the interesting thing, because sometimes you're like anything for you. Well, here's the interesting thing. Here's the thing here. Would you understand here that you would like to have a very, very cozy, happy home life? Would you like that? Would that make you happy? Because in order to do this, all we've got to do is let be. I know sometimes we think here, oh my goodness, what's it going to be like? Have I got to do this? Have I got to do that? What have I got to control or manage? They're very masculine energies. They're not feminine. Feminine here says is to ride through the heart and just, okay, let's be open, let's be happy and see what happens. Because the home life around you coming in front of you is the energy from this gentleman. He says here, it's going to change for you and you'll be surprised. You'll be very surprised what's coming. And sometimes this is where it's coming in. You just want happiness and to let it go, because when we let things go, they tend to steer the right way. She says you're spot on. Well, lovely, good. So that's what I want to say to you. But this gentleman here loves you loads. He didn't tell you enough he loved you. He just tells me here. And I've almost got a name there. It's just a fresh name. It's maybe Brian or something like this here. But quite a shortish name. But he was showed to me here. He says that he focused on his job, but then he became very ill. I get a very restricted body, now like arthritic. Yeah. Okay, I'll pass you over to Taryn just down the road.
Okay, so you've got the new moon in Libra. So there's going to be a shift, there's going to be a change. I think it will be linked to the supermoon, and it'll be a cycle. It'll be a change. I think it's
Yeah,
around
agree.
romance. So
Mm.
yeah, if you're in a relationship, it will be a shift change. But if not, there may be romance on the cards. But I see a change. But it's all positive for you. Uh, with the full moon in Cancer, if you've had something you've been dealing with, whether it's work or anything like that, or personal, uh, what the full moon in Cancer card is saying, it's going to reach resolution. But also with the new moon in Libra, it can mean that if there's a serious decision or a legal matter, that it will go your way as well. So I don't know if there's something there around that, because it's funny, it's linked to the Cancer card. But you've also got full moon in Aries and full moon in Taurus. So with Phil saying about anything in the future, I want to say to you, have practicality. Practicality is key for you. And if you have practicality, you've got the blue moon card, which is lovely, and quite significant with us going into a super moon, because that's about being open to opportunities. Be really open, because I see something coming up for you, but you've got to say yes, because it's not going to happen again. I don't know if Phil picks that up,
I
but there's
do. I
an
do.
opportunity.
There's a fear of something which I pick up around you, Christy, which is almost like off to the corner. You're worrying about, oh my God, is that going to happen? Is this dark energy, this particular problem going to dump on your place? You're going to be stumped. It just seems to
No,
just keep to the wayside. It doesn't really do anything. I just get a feeling here that it takes a little time, this, but I get a feeling by the time you come to late October, November, it all starts to become a lot happier. I just see home being happier and you going, at last, this is what I wanted. And then I
yeah,
get trust and believe it.
resolutions.
Absolutely. Good, 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 good. Okay, right. Joanna, yes, you said card yellow Aquarius, but what's your question? We need your question. I can't find that. I'm just going through the focus here. So let's come down to Jay. Jay, let's have a quick look at yours. And Jay, you come through, says Teal, July 4th, 1972, Cancer. Interesting, Cancerians on tonight. Amazing you love, but want to run and are not ready. Am I not ready or not? Just right, Phil. Referred to the reading last February. Interesting times at the moment, because the first thing I say to any Cancerian going through at the moment here is just slow down.
And that's exactly what I was saying. Don't make any rash decisions.
Any rash decisions. However, what I would say to you though is look around you, Taryn. Look around you at what the observations are coming up into your life from the
Yeah.
past that can re-emerge for you, which would go well. So we're looking here about countries. We're looking here about opportunities. And I see here if there's something about you that says you want to run, I would say here, is it making you panic? Is it the feeling of loss of control? For instance, this particular partner is quite strong, for example. Is there a feeling here around you? In fact, rather than saying is, I just want to pick up the spirit energy and just say to you here, you're going to be looking at things quite differently, maybe Thursday onwards. But I pick up here what you'll feel for yourself here is watch the opportunities start to come back into your life. The big thing here is not, this is, oh my goodness, I've been given this, is it love that's going to make you happy, or is it something else? Is it something else? I'll leave that question with you. Anyway, let's bob down the road. Let's bob down the road here and let's go to Taryn. Taryn, what would you like to say?
So what I feel with Jay, I feel quite strongly, is there's been a lot of healing, and you haven't finished healing, Jay. And with this new love, I think when it first came on the scene, you felt so excited because it almost filled your cup up, is what I want to say, and helped you feel secure, and it made you feel good. You have got the first quarter moon. Your commitment is being tested. I think it's about you just evaluating, and you've got the full moon in Sagittarius. That's all about looking at the bigger picture, being calm. It is almost, I want to say to you, I think Phil's right. I think you're going to have two choices. And I think what you need to look at is love can make you happy, and you should bring love into the situation. You've got the new moon in Aquarius. However, have you healed? Is the timing right? Perhaps that's what you're feeling, because you have to love yourself first. You have to be happy and everything has to be in flow. Like Phil's saying, are there other things in your life making you happy? Because your love should then fit in with it. And
Absolutely.
also,
Yes.
I don't know if I'm right on this, and I don't
Yes.
know if I almost feel like maybe you're feeling a bit suffocated.
Or self-suffocating.
Yeah, there's just
Mm.
something around that.
Mm.
I'd love to know if that's, yeah.
I even think though, Jay, coming up in the not too distant future is an opportunity which is not love related, it's something else, but it's going to offer
Yeah.
you a normal security that could go, oh. And actually, when you look at it, it's pretty good. Pretty good. So let's have a look at that. Christina says, "You're brilliant. You're both brilliant. You're also both beautiful. Oh, bless you. Both your souls are
Aw,
beautiful, such warmth.
yeah,
Thank you for
that's
everything and what you're doing for people. Been wonderful coming on here tonight. Look forward to following your work and page." Oh, bless you. Bless you, Christina. We just want to say, let's give you... No, not give you that. No, not that. We're going to give you that. Thank you very much.
so
Okay,
funny.
we're gonna squeeze another one here, and let's come straight up to Paul. And Paul put in a question: Is Scorpio black relationship? Let's have a little look. Let's have a little look at Paul. So Scorpio, and we go black. What interesting colours for a Scorpio? Black. And also here, as we look at relationship, and he's laughing when he says relationship. So I think this is more to do with a relationship. Now, I'll be very honest here and say I know Paul. So I'm going to throw this straight over to you, Taryn. Say here, my energy trying to disconnect from Paul, alias the honey monster. He'd
Oh, the
love me.
monster.
Love me for saying the honey monster. I think, Paul, you're going to be famous. You are for being known around the world as the honey monster. And yes, let's see what comes up here. So yes, far away. My feeling here is I got a nice feeling here for you, Paul. So I'll see what Taryn says. What would you like to say for Paul? Don't pull faces like that.
Yeah, no, I don't think this is the time. I think you're. Would you understand that? I feel like your emotions are running high, and you'll think. I just felt that. That's why I pulled that face. Nothing bad. I just felt this feeling, and I know that Scorpios are one of the ones that have been affected with the Mars retrograde. What I want to say to you is just perhaps. Oh yes. Sorry, I'm just feeling something now. The answers you need are coming. You've got the full moon in Gemini card. So if you're thinking something, you're either thinking of a relationship or you're in a new relationship. I don't know much about Paul, and I'm trying to pick something up very quickly from the cards. What I want to say to you is the answer you need is coming. You will know, but right this second, up till Friday, I want to say, don't make any decisions on anything in your life. I almost want to say, think about what you're feeling, write it down, think about it, because you've got the new moon in Aries, so you will know when it's time to take action. Don't allow your emotions, if you're feeling wobbly at all, to take over. Instead, you've got the waxing moon. Let your energy gain momentum.
I love that.
And you've got the gibbous moon. So you're very close to achieving your goals. So I think it's about just breathing, thinking, what do you want? What do I need? Rest, stop.
Yes. Okay, I've got to jump in on this here because Katrina says, "Oh, I like the honey monster." So there you are. That's great. The honey monster has got a fan club already, and I think from here on here, we've got to do a honey monster fan club. So that's great. Anyway, what I'd like to say to you, Paula, here as well, we're just thinking about this. I get a sneaky thing to say to you. It's just something I picked up from the ether out there. Is about people from the past coming back, reconnecting with you. See what happens.
And that might make sense, yeah, because I felt mixed.
Yes. Okay. Well, we've gone over time a little bit, but I just want to say, guys, I know loads of you out there wanting readings. We do the show for an hour, but we're back on again for the astrology show tomorrow. The astrology show will also be back on again on Sunday evening for the show that I do. And then Taryn's going to join us a bit later on. We've also got a very special show, guys. We're talking to you about it a bit later on in the year, in the new year. Very special one. In the meantime, though, Taryn, what can I say? But absolutely fantastic. It's been lovely having you on here tonight. And Absolutely fabulous. It's been wonderful joining you. You look great. You're great. I love what the sunshine's doing to you. You've got a lovely colour. And
Oh,
yes, beautiful. Beautiful. So fantastic. Thank you very much indeed for coming on. So people, shall we give a round of applause to Taryn? I think we should. Thank you very much, my dear. Thank you very much. And I think all of us here, from myself and Deborah, I think we ought to give you a bit of a hoot. And also, also here, Paul, one thing I want to say to you as well here, just one final thing here. Look out for the woman in the army jacket. That'd be interesting. Look out, woman in the army, brown hair, army jackets. Just see a woman in an army jacket. Yes, she'll get you marching, my boy. She'll get you marching. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Knees up, knees up. On that note, I think we better go. But anyway, lovely people. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. And guys, see you very soon. And Taryn, thank you very much. I'm sure we'll do a pop-up in the next couple of weeks or so and have a nice little achievement. Yes, we're going to arrange one of those, aren't we?
Can I say, anyone who's looking to gain some momentum, some guidance, and to build their confidence up, look at intentions. I know a few of my ladies are on here tonight. I've got the New Moon workshop on Thursday. Please contact me if you want to book on. It's a really good way to learn about your self-care, your self-worth, things like that. And the next one's on Thursday. It's at 8 p.m. UK time. And it really is a lovely space to really learn about what you need, what you want.
Wonderful, guys. You heard that there. Taryn, thank you very much indeed. You take care. And also, guys, if you want to know, coming up soon, we've also got here a online mediumship workshop if you're interested in doing it. Yes, give it a shout too if you want to develop your mediumship skills. And that's coming up very, very soon. So we'll see you guys soon. Okay. In the meantime, guys, have a wonderful, 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 wonderful evening. And loads and loads of love to you all. And loads of love. And a burger. It's the new symbology now of love. This is the new symbology of love.
I'm just doing love.
You're just doing like that. No burgers, just like, all right, then, whatever. Anyway, guys, take care. Have a terrific evening. See you very, very soon. Loads of love.